Hello everyone, it's Pam from Glam Junk Journals, and today we are continuing on in my series From Inspiration to Junk Journal. I can't believe this is series number 9, and this is part 2. I love doing these series where I take an inspirational item and use it as my focal point to build a journal from. So as you guys saw in the last episode, this was my inspiration. Isn't this postcard just gorgeous? I have it sitting on my desk and I just keep staring at it. And what we created in episode 1 was the journal cover, this gorgeous fabric covered journal, which is made from a file folder. And also we decorated each of the panels with some of Uniquely Ella's Winter Blues digital kit. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't say enough good things about it. So after the video yesterday that I completed, I added some gold foil. And you guys, I just got the foil. And it's a little, takes a little trial and error to get it right. And so I'm really excited about that. So I just did a little bit of experimenting on the interior. And I also added this little upper kind of like a tuck spot, and we're going to focus on that in a later episode. But today I wanted to put my papers together for my signature. This is going to be a one signature journal, so it's not going to be really thick. And the reason I wanted to focus on adding the signature into my spine is after that's complete, I can see how this folds up, number one, and where I can add some additional embellishments and, all the yummies that I like to add to all my journals. So I figured that was a good starting point, is to get the pages in, and then we can continue on with the rest of the decorating and embellishing of our file folder journal cover. So what I've done is I've gathered some papers, and they're random. I've got a vintage French letter, got some bill heads, a French check, music sheets, a French primer language book page, envelope, beautiful check. We've got some coffee dyed paper, and some more of the gorgeous digitals that I'm going to be using from Uniquely Ella. I love these. So I've printed some of them out, and I have done printing on both sides. This is more of just a distressed background page, and I did that on some of the backs, and also I printed on both sides of a couple. So that's what I did, and I distressed around the edges, and I don't know if you can see, I've sprayed them with my shimmer spray. So we've got some of the digital kits, got some lined paper, some regular paper, and this beautiful paper that I got at a thrift store. How appropriate is that with the gold on the side? I love that. And that has been tea dyed, and then some vintage ledger pages. Now, I don't know if we're going to use all of these because, like I said, this spine is going to be rather small. And that's new for me because you know how I like to really just keep on adding, and I get very thick journals. So what I'm going to do is I am going to move my pretty thing out of the way here and set it off to the side because, like I say, I get a little crowded. So what I like to do when I'm putting my signature together is separate the pages that I'm going to be using by the plain versus the patterned, and the more embellished, with the patterns, and also by size. So these I consider more of the plain pages. These are the decorated pages here. And this one I consider a plain just because of the color. So I'm going to put that in the plain pile. As with that, and my ledger pages, And then I've got all of these smaller pages, and we're going to put this together. Oh, and one other thing, let me move. I have all my pretties right here, and I have them on my desk, but as you guys know, I get a little crowded. Even though they look pretty on my desk, we're not going to be doing those today. We're not going to be working with those today. So I've got my 3 little piles here. And one other thing that I did do is I took a piece of wallpaper and I cut it to the length of our journal, which is 10 inches. And I added some lace on the front and the back, and then I lined it with part of one of the digital images. And I folded it in half, and this is going to be the exterior of the journal signature. And the reason I like to do that is this wallpaper is more of a sturdy piece of paper, and I like those on the exterior of my signatures. And so we're going to use that. And we are going to just start folding. So let's just do it. I don't know where to start, right? So I'm going to fold these over, and these are just 8.5 by 11, but I think I cut them down. Maybe I didn't, I don't remember. No, I didn't. So we're gonna have to do a little cutting here. It's a little bit taller than the 10 inches of our journal here. So I'm going to just remember this is on the exterior, so we'll move that guy out of the way. I'm going to take one of these vintage ledger pages, and if you have extra on the bottom, well, what the heck, why not just fold it up? Because you can create a little pocket there. And let me get my ruler out here so that I can gauge where my fold is. It's about 9.5, so that works. Don't you just love these? Aren't they just absolutely the most beautiful things of life? The script, oh, I love that. So we're going to fold that over. And if you remember, the width of our journal is going to be, this is about 4 3/4. So I don't want to start over. I don't want to have my pages any wider than that. But if they are, you can always tear them down. It's no big deal. So we've got, that's about 4, a little over 4. So put that in there. I'm going to use some of each of these. And another thing that I like to do is vary the order. So I've got a pattern here. I've got more of a plain. And so, let's see, what else am I going to do here? Let's do this one right here. Oh, that's so pretty. Isn't that pretty, you guys? Oh, let's fold that over. And we're not going too crazy here today on the folds and that kind of stuff, because I do want this signature to fit right in the fold of our file folder. So I don't want to get too crazy with a lot of things sticking out of the end, just so that it fits nicely. So I've got a plain there. So let's do, this is a vintage billhead from E.L. Rice and Company, Wholesale Jewelry. Oh, these are so neat. I just love looking at these. Okay, does it have a date on it? I don't see a date. Oh well. Anyways, so what I did on these vintage type of papers is they can be kind of fragile. So I put some of my distress tape on the interior where the fold is. And if you guys don't know how to make distress tape, it's the easiest thing of life. I'm just going to show you real quick how to do that. So I have, just a second here, I'm going to move my signature out of the way. I've got a dedicated mat just for distressing tape. So I use regular transparent tape, and this is just, I think, from our grocery store. You just put it down on your mat right along there, and I take some alcohol ink, and this is from Ranger, and this is Latte. I have also got caramel and I've got ginger, but I like this just because it looks distressed and aged to me. The other two, one looks a little orange and the other one, I don't know, I just didn't like it. So all I do, hold on just a second here. I've got to get something, where did it go? All right, and this dries super quick. So you're like, oh man, I need some of this tape. Well, it dries really quick. So I just put an amount right along the side, and I just take a brush, and you could use your fingers too, although it will stain your fingers. And you just go across however many times you want to get the color that you're ending up with. And that's all you do. Now, when I first saw this, you know what I tried to do? I tried to use some distress ink. No, that does not work. It does not work. And I'm like, what the heck? Why doesn't this work? Well, I'm not a chemist or anything, but I think the alcohol dries really quickly and then it just leaves the ink. The distress ink, don't do it. So anyways, and there it is. It's dry. Yay. Okay, little side note there. All right, so back to folding our pages here. Let's see, we've got one of those, and I thought maybe even a little bit of sheet music. I like the way these two are different sizes. Up and there I go. Let's see. Got to make sure my music is right side up. My father would roll over in his grave because he was a musician if I put it upside down. Oh my gosh. Anyways, okay, so we've got 2 pages there. Let's do another beautiful digital here. Oh, yay. Now, I definitely want to make sure I'm not getting too thick. So I'm going to use this gorgeous coffee dyed paper there. And something else you could do is let's fold this not right in the middle, but maybe off to the side. One side like that, and then you can fold the other one like that, and you'll have a little bit of a fold out, and that looks really cool. Now, how are my signatures looking so far as width? Oh, they're looking good. It's only about 4.5, so that's awesome. Let's see what else. So we've got that. This one right here. So let's see, what else do I want to add? What have I not added yet? I don't know. Let's see. I have a vintage check. So let's put that in there just because it looks cool. Now, I don't know if that's going to mess up my little fold out right here. You have to think about these kind of things here. I don't think it will, because when it folds up, let's do an experiment. It's like that, right? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to do that. And you know what? I think that check needs some tape. So I have some tape off to the side on my light. That's where I just grabbed it from. Isn't that funny? I'm going to put that right across where it folds. And I just think that's the coolest thing. It's just so fun. So fun. And it looks like that tape has been there forever, right? Oh, so cool. Okay, how about my French letter? And there's another fold out. Now, do I want 2 fold outs together? I don't know. Oh, rats. I'm not sure, but okay, we're gonna go for it. And then if it doesn't look good, we can always move it around. Let's put some tape on this guy right here. This, like I said, this is another, whoops, I knocked my lamp. Vintage piece of ephemera here. I'm going to need some more. So where's that tape that I just created? Oh, it's right here. Just going to pick it off. And this, as you can tell, is very well used. And I use it just for that. I could probably clean it up and use it for other things, but yeah, that's okay. All right, let's do this side. And you can crunch this up to make it, you know, more jaggedy rather than, you know what I'm saying, keeping it in a straight line, which now it's going to get kind of crunchy anyway, so maybe it won't be in a straight line. See, like that? That makes it even look older, right? Yay. Let's make sure that's secured down here. Now that tape that I was using is thinner than the stuff I usually get. I had my husband get it at the store and I said, just get some transparent tape. So, you know, there are tapes that are a little wider like that one. This one's a little skinnier, but that's okay. All right. Okay, so there's that. Now, maybe I should do it this way. So I got to fold out on this side. Oh, yeah, that's a really good idea. Okay, we'll do that. And then, let's see, this beautiful digital. Oh, let's fold this rather than this way. Ooh, wow. This is so pretty. All right, I'm going to fold it in half. Put it right there in the center. Now it's a little bit long, so I can either cut it off or kind of fold it in. And I think the fold in, just so that you can see that beautiful pattern on the other side, just looks grand. Should I do the other one the other way? I don't know, let's see. No, that's so pretty. I can't cover that up. No, I can't cover that up. So I'll go like that. So really, just the difference in the folding, I think, just adds such a cool look to your signature. Let me get out my bone folder. Where's my bone folder? I don't know. You get crowded on my desk like I told you guys. I don't see it. So I've got my little wallpaper spreader. I'm gonna make sure this is flat. All right, now this, remember, is going to go on the exterior. Oh, that looks really pretty, you guys. Doesn't that look good? Wow. Wow, and that came together so quickly. Now let's see here. Remember another thing that I said previously? Let's see if we can add at least one more, or maybe two. Well, let's see first off, if this is even gonna fit. As you know me, once I get going, I get going. So I want it to fold like this, and then like this. So you're gonna have your signature right there. Whoa, the sun just went under the clouds. Hold on, and now I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, so weird. This weather here is crazy. All right, so hopefully the light's still okay. Now see, I'm already getting kind of thick. And by the time I add little goodies into this signature, you know, even if they're going to be flatter pieces of ephemera, I don't want to get too thick. Ugh. Oh, rats. Okay, because, you know, I like to add so much, because so much of this stuff is so pretty. So I want to put in another French check. Let's see. And then I do need something right in the middle, because I like not only to have something more sturdy on the exterior, but something more sturdy on the interior, so that when you sew your pages in, if you pull too tight, or you know, you use a fragile page in the center, sometimes it rips, and that's not fun. All right, but back to what I was talking about. Let's see, let's add another voided check. Okay, and I'm gonna get my little sticky tape here and put that right along the side, just to give it some sturdiness. And then I want to see where it looks pretty. So maybe even right there. What do you think? Sure. All right. So that's looking pretty dang good. But like I said, oh, I still have to use this. But no, do not fear. I will be able to use this. And another thing I wanted to add. See, this is where I get going here. Let me move some of these papers out of the way. I want to add this vellum envelope. Isn't that pretty? And the colors just went so pretty. I got this at the postcard show too. But it's a little wide. It's a little wide because if you compare it to where our signatures are going to go, it doesn't quite, you know, it hits right along the edge. So I'm thinking I'm going to fold this over a little bit. And I'm going to create somewhat of kind of like a hinge, but if I put that in the center, this is what you know, this is my thought process here. Maybe I don't think it'll go in the center. I'm thinking maybe it looks pretty right there. And it does. Yay. But since this is a fragile piece of vellum, I'm going to have to make that a little more secure. So let me grab some of the digital kit. And I don't have it all in front of me like I said, but these are some of the offcuts of what we used the other day. And I'm going to just create a little hinge to make it more secure. So I'm going to cut that down. Get my paper cutter out here. And I'm going to use that as a hinge. Let's see, let's think about this here for a minute. So we want the hinge to be on both sides of this, right? Right. Okay. I'm going to glue that down. I'll use my awesome glue stick here. Isn't this a neat envelope? I just had to say that. All right, so I don't know. Which way am I going here? All right, so that is glued right on there, except I didn't get it straight again. But I think I can fold. I think I can fold the envelope so that it goes straight. There we go. Okay, so there's our little hinge here. So let's see how this fits in the journal there. So it goes right along there. It's got the hinge, right? Now what am I going to do with the other side? This is as you go crafting. And no, we're not done yet. Hold on just a second here. I'm thinking, this is what I was thinking in the first place, is to fold this back over on itself. Like so. There we go. All right, I'm going to cut the extra off here. Like so. And I think that that's going to work. So now that we have our little extra on there, I'm going to fold that over just a little bit, because what we're trying to do is create a little bit of a crease in the center so that the envelope sticks to it, but you have this little centerpiece right here. And what that's going to do is that's going to go in the spine. So that is going to hold the envelope in, and you know, the envelope won't tear and it won't, you know, just pull off the page. So there you go. There's our little mini hinge here. Let's see how that works. Get all my little pages back out here. How do I have this? Like that. That going. And then right along there. So you have your little hinge thing here that works wonderful, and it keeps the envelope secure. Yay! So that looks really cute, right like that. So you can fold that open like so, and then go back and forth like that. All right, so I got to make sure that when I put in the signatures, that stays. And there's a little bit of extra right there. I'm going to cut that little teeny bit off. Just a second here. And then maybe some at the top. Whoops. Throwing stuff around here. Okay, so that looks great, just like that, but it needs to be distressed. Oh, wow, wowie, wow, wow. Okay, so I'm going to just distress that up with my walnut stain distress ink. Put that in there. Now, if this had the flap for the envelope, which it does not, that could have been the hinge part, but this one didn't. So anyways, I just thought I'd throw that in there. So we've got that, and that. All right, so how am I doing on time? I think what I'm going to do is cut these down just so that they're about 10 inches, like I said, because if you see, we've got a little bit hanging off the top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with some of the larger pieces. And I'm looking at the tops here, and really, you know, they're all very beautiful, but I don't think really just having a little bit torn off the top is going to make that much of a difference. So you could take your scissors, you could take, you know, your cutter, your paper cutter, or I'm just going to tear the top. Like so. Now I don't think, see this guy right here? I'm just going to move him down. He's not too tall, but he's just towards the top, if that makes sense. Because that little bill head was not over 10 inches tall. So let me get my metal tear ruler out again. And I don't know if I could have torn these all at one time. I don't know. So I'm going to move those things out of the way. And then we're going to distress the top. Like so. That looks really good. So I'm just going to go through and distress the tops of each of my pages. All right, so let's put this all back together. And then I think I have one more guy that's long. Tear him off too. And I like the distressed look that it gives anyway, so that's cool. Okay, so there is our signature. And I think what I'll do is I'll go back and distress, you know, the edges a little bit more, but let's see how it fits. Yep, looks good, doesn't it? Yay, yay. And they're not too long. I'm going to move this guy up a little bit. There, it's all going to fit. It's going to fold over like that and fold over like that. Yay, yay, yay. Oh, that's so cool. Got our envelope in there. Now, I do want to add something right along there because this is the centerpiece of paper is a little too thin for my liking. So what am I going to do here? I think I need some more wallpaper here. Where's the wallpaper I used in the beginning? There's one, this one right here, but where is this one? It's over here on my table somewhere. I'm just going through all the papers that I have here, guys. Here it is. Let's see which one looks better. That looks really pretty. I don't know, but I'm really liking this one. So let's just do that. And I want it, hopefully, if it's long enough, it may not be that long, quite long enough. Well, as long as it goes almost, you know, almost the length, which this does. How tall is this? Yeah, it's about 9.5. I think that'll be fine. So I am going to cut this again, just because I'm not doing as many of the uneven edges. I'm going with more of the straight lines for a lot of this journal. Okay, and you could use you could probably use a heavier cardstock too. I just don't have one right here. And I also like wallpaper. So that looks really pretty, but this does not, right? So I've got to cover that. Oh, but look. Oh, we have a digital right here. Yay. So let's use it. Or should I use this cute little guy? He's so cute. Oh, I don't know what looks better on the interior. They both look the same. But, all right, let's use this guy. Let's use, I think I like the Fabri-Tac when I'm working with wallpaper, but you could use your glue stick, you could use your, you know, your art glitter glue, any of those deals. I'm just going to line it up, and this is going to give the center of the signature the stability that I want for the, you know, so that when you add your signature into the spine and you use your embroidery thread or your wax thread to attach your signature to the spine, it helps it from pulling too hard. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Pulling too hard and maybe tearing the paper. That's what I was trying to say. So there is the front, like that. And there is the back. That looks really, really good. I'm going to distress the edge of that. Looks so good. Just a piece of wallpaper and some of the digital kit, and voila, you've got this beautiful piece. I love that. That's so fun. So fun. Make sure it's flat. Let's get our signature back out here. And which side looks better up? I don't know. I don't really know, you guys. Because I just want something so that the, like I said, the pages are all secure in there. So I'm just going to fold this in half. Oh, that looks so stinking good. Look at that, you guys. This is awesome. Awesome, awesome. There is our signature. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Doesn't that look cool? Oh, that's so fabulous. So fabulous. So what I would like to do is, I'm trying to think. I want to do a little bit further embellishing on these pages. So let's do a couple things while I still have you here. And then in the next video, we'll attach it to the spine. And then we're going to be working on embellishing the rest of the interior of this file folder. And then we're going to, we're going to keep the momentum going here. So let me move this out of the way. And the way I like to look at these pages again is I look to see, what could use a little jazzing up. So I think this page could, or no, maybe not this side of the page, but this side of the page. So what I thought is, take that apart. We're just going to do some stenciling on the interior here. Just because I like stenciling. I think it adds interest. I think it's really pretty. And I don't know, I just like it. So I thought we could use, I have two different colors of blue. This is Distress Ink in, whoa, what does that say? Faded Jeans, I think. I don't have my glasses on. And this is Archival Ink, and this is Cobalt. But for this, I'm kind of liking this little Distress Ink, and I have this little mini guy. And so I am just going to go across, and I do this random. I don't go in a straight line, meaning I'll move my stencil around a little bit. And I apologize. I don't think it's shaking the camera. It's shaking my table here. Because then you can move it. You can go off to the side, around the edges and that kind of thing. And I like the finished result. I think that that's really pretty. And this is my favorite Tim Holtz stencil here. It's one of his Flourish stencils. And I love Flourish anyways. So it's perfect. And this digital kit has a lot of flourishes in it, that kind of design. Look how pretty that is. Yay, just fabulous. And you could also layer the colors. So let's see how doing that with a little bit of my walnut stain. And let's see if that looks good or not. And I'm going to go very lightly with the walnut stain, because I don't want it to overpower the page or, be so loud that you don't see any of that pretty blue. See, look how pretty that is. It's so pretty. You can always add a little more, if you see any spots that don't have enough of one color. So that is instant prettiness. So I'm going to put that back. into our signature. And I might do that on some of the other pages. I'm not sure. Let's see what else could use some extra oomph. I don't know. These are all pretty. Maybe this page right here and this page right here. So I like to take my signatures apart, but remember where they went, if that makes sense. So this is the first page. And what else would be pretty on there? Let's see. How about some embossing? Okay, let's do that. So I'm not sure how this is going to work. So it's going to be an experiment. So I have this gorgeous postcard stamp, and I thought it would be pretty if I just did it on one side. So this is a Versamark stamp pad. It's clear, and it's specifically used for embossing powders. So what I'm going to do is get my stamp covered with this Versamark. Move that out of the way. Then I'm also going to get out a sheet of paper, so hold on a second. To catch our embossing powder, so I'm going to put that underneath there. Move all my stuff out of the way because you guys know how I get crowded. All right, and I don't know how this is going to look. I'm going to do it just right along the bottom there. Stand up, get that going. And I've never tried this particular stamp with the embossing powder, so we'll see how it goes. And if it doesn't work, now that has ink on it. Isn't that funny? That's ink from something previous that did not come off, but that's okay. I'm going to use this Ranger embossing powder in Princess Gold. See how that works. I don't know if this is going to work. We'll see. It's all an experiment, right, you guys? Oh, and another thing I forgot to do, and I forget this a lot, is there's this little envelope that's filled with like a powder, and you're supposed to wipe off your paper before you do the embossing powder on it and the stamp, because it gets up any of the dust. But usually it works out without it. That's just an FYI. If you wanted to do a really, really detailed stencil and you didn't want any of the extra powder. Now what I'm doing is I'm going around just around the edge if there's any other little bits of gold. But I don't see any. Move that out of the way. And then what I do is I just fold this in half and put all of my powder back in its container. Like so. See that? How cool that is? There you go. All right. Move that out of the way and get out my heat gun here. I got this a while ago and it's absolutely fabulous. I'll put a link to all of these items in the description box, just because I like to share with you guys what I found that works and what I enjoy using. So be ready, because this is going to be a little loud. You can start on low or you can start on high. If you're not really familiar with how embossing powders work, I would start my heat gun on low. But I've used it enough that I know that how to work with it on high. So this is on high. And you don't want to get too close, definitely not. but it'll start to melt the embossing powder here in just a second. It should. Hello. Come on. There it goes. Can you guys see that? It's so cool. It's just the coolest thing ever. Oh, you guys, it worked out really well. Yaha! Yippee! And you'll be able to see what parts did not melt yet because of the coloring of the page. But look how pretty that looks. Oh, wow. I'm excited. I've never tried that before. But doesn't that look pretty? Oh, yay! Yippee! All right, so that is what we're going to finish on today. And I think what I'll do is I'll go back and see if there's any other pages that I feel need to have a little bit of extra sparkle and do some more embossing powders and then maybe some more stamping and stenciling. But in the next video, let's put this into our file folder, and then we're going to start doing some additional embellishing on the cover. Yay! We're on a roll, you guys. I love this. I'm so excited. And thank you all for being here with me today. Thank you for liking my videos and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate every one of you. So have a wonderful day, and I'll be back soon. Bye!